And welcome back to our favorite sport. This is a sport talk show hosted by two brothers. We talk about baseball, hockey, yada, yada, yada. Thanks for tuning in. My name is TJ. I'm slurping on the ice cap as usual. Virtually across from me is Robert.
It's just weird. I was thinking like for the last I don't know 2 episodes now. I've just coincidentally had an ice cap on the day we decided to do this.
Oh, I mean, we record pretty much every Wednesday, Robert, so.
Is it? Say Wednesday? Oh, it is Wednesday. Wow, that's crazy. Yesterday I had a large ice cap because I missed my bus after school, the town bus, because it leaves like 2 minutes after my class. Because I was like, I'll talk to the teacher for a second. Now buses are gone, so I went to Morton's across the road and ate my pain away while I waited for the next bus that came in half an hour. So I was sitting in the little fucking bus canopy thing, eating my wrap and ice cap alone. I was pissed. I was so mad.
Dummy. You're a dummy. So today we're going to briefly talk about some award winners that has happened recently. Because on our last episode, if you haven't checked that out, you gotta check it out. We deep dive into the candidates and why they're candidates and who we pick. So you should go check that episode out before today's episode, just to give you a little more background. Unless you don't need it, then that's fine. Stay right here because we're just going to give you the winners. All winners have been announced except for MVP. MVP is tomorrow. Unfortunately, for scheduling reasons, we had to do it today. So MVP, you're just going to have to see if we're right by yourselves. But we're still excited about that. So today we'll be covering those, and then time permitting, I realized that we didn't get to the top free agent list released by MLB, and we also didn't get to the Blue Jays rumors last week, so hopefully there should be more time today. We'll get to those as well. Before we start today, I just want to remind you to subscribe on whatever streaming service you are using to watch this. And also, comment, review, like, whatever you can do to support us. That'd be great. We'll have a Movember link down in the description. Doesn't matter which one, what you're watching on. Oh my god, I just smacked my mic. So if you want to donate to that, our stashes. Oh my god, I hit it again.
Oh yeah, dude, mine's actually just insane. Ugh, shit, look at that. It's like, you can barely. Oh Jesus!
Oh, Robert almost fell out of his chair.
Jesus.
For the people that aren't watching.
It's weird. It reclines back a tiny bit, so I always think I'm gonna fall. Like when you're sleeping, and you start doing this, you feel like it's like that.
Yeah, and you get that cat going into water instinct, where you just grab onto whatever.
Yeah. You like Joel. I like it though. It's like a thrill. I don't know, something about it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it that much. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so do all that stuff for us. Help us out. If you want to donate money, that Movember link will be down below. Donating to men's health is a great cause. It's a great fight, and also it would. You can also win free merch. So that's the thing that's happening. So check it out. Why not? All right, Robert, are you ready to see how well we are, how good we are at baseball, how good of a predictor we are? All right, let's start at Rookie of the Year. Nationally, Devin Williams, the pitcher that we picked. Again, just a quick on his numbers. 27 innings pitched, 0.33 ERA,
yeah,
0.63 WHIP, 53 Ks, and a opponent's batting average of .090. So under 1.
Yeah. He's pretty nasty. Even for only having 27 innings or whatever.
But he's a relief pitcher.
Just disgusting pitching. That is just disgusting. I don't even know. That's still a decent sample size for a relief pitcher.
Pardon?
That's a decent sample size for a relief pitcher too. So
yeah, especially in a shortened season, right?
I mean, honestly, if he was that good, I'd work him too. Shit.
So the Brewers are probably pretty happy to have future him. And then as well is Kyle Lewis in the American League, which I think we also didn't guess. We didn't guess this one because we thought it was going to be Luis Robert from the White Sox, remember? The center fielder. Remember he won the Gold Glove? And I said, that Gold Glove is probably going to help him quite a bit.
Because the other guy was a bit more offensive, and this guy was a bit more, or the guy we picked was a bit more defensive, right? If I remember. My memory's kind of shit.
So Kyle Lewis, a quick rundown on his numbers: 11 home runs, 364 on base, 801 on base plus slugging. These are the ones MLB's giving me right now. 5 stolen bases, 37 runs.
They don't give you batting average on there?
No, they don't.
Yeah,
He
I mean, I like
batted
that.
pretty good, but I think he batted on 260. I think if I remember correctly. But so Kyle Lewis, yeah, remember I said he hit for like a little more average and stuff, and Robert hit a little more power, but I said Gold Glove Robert should push Robert over.
Yeah,
But I
that's what
guess
I
not.
thought.
I guess Kyle Lewis won the vote.
Mhm.
So I'm not disappointed Kyle Lewis won.
No, I think it was still pretty. That one was very hard for us to pick.
Yeah,
We thought they
that
were
was
so
one of the
equal.
hard.
We just assumed because the fielding superiority that it would go to him.
A little fun fact, I think this is the first time since the 80s that 2 African American players have swept the Rookie of the Year. That
Oh
was a
wow, really?
fact I
The
saw
first time
actually. Yeah,
ever?
first time since the 80s.
Oh, since
80
the
something,
80s.
83, I think.
Jesus, it's been a long time.
Let's see here.
Really? That's a lot of. Huh. That's weird.
Yeah, it was the first time since the 80s that 2 African American, I can't remember, it was 83 or 88, one of the, that both of them swept the Rookie of the Years.
Wow, that's a cool little
Yeah,
fun fact.
yeah, it is. Sometimes MLB, if you guys follow MLB, I mean, if you're a baseball fan, you probably follow MLB on Instagram or Twitter. But they give you like fun little tidbit stats every once in a
I'll be
while.
honest. I had no clue what race they were. I thought they were both white. I had no actually. Now that like that's weird though. I didn't know that. I didn't know what they looked
Yeah.
like. I don't know anything about. It. I just like heard their names. I never heard about these guys at all. Yet again, the wait. The AL Rookie of the Year selection was a bit actually both the Rookie of the Year selections weren't even that great except for the pitcher. I realized like they were all like good, but not none of them besides like the pitcher were like
Well,
crazy.
Alec Bohm of the Phillies, he had crazy power. It's not good average and not good fielding. His fielding was terrible, and his average wasn't that great, but his power was unreal.
Yeah, I feel like the past like few years, I guess we've kind of had like kind of some unreal rookies, so I kind of got used to that. I'm not used to having like
Short,
normal human
shortened
beings.
season too. Shortened
That
season's hard to debut to have your rookie year in a shortened season,
that's also true.
right? It's hard. It's hard. I would be pretty mad to be honest.
Yeah, it's
Um,
almost like you think there's all the different like requirements they have to actually count as a rookie season that they'd count this as a rookie season. Because usually, you know what
yeah,
I mean, play so many games, this, that, you're not a rookie
I think they
technically.
prorated it.
What do you mean?
So they made it smaller. They justified. So okay, if this is how many games this season is,
Mm-hmm.
then
And I guess
this
if
is what.
everything's all like averaged out, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, wait. So 11 home runs actually
Well, I think
is
the MLB leaders. So the MLB leaders, to put that into perspective, if you're really curious about Kyle Lewis, to
oh my
put
god,
his
wait.
11 home run into perspective.
Yeah, wait, I didn't realize that actually because 30 home runs and 162 games, 162?
Yeah,
Yeah, game season is good. So never mind, 11 and what was it? How many games was that this year?
60
60
something.
something, right? Yeah. That's actually pretty good.
So the major league leader was Luke Voigt with 22. That was the major
So
league leader in home runs. 20,
so
Luke Voigt with
11's
22.
actually
Middle of the pack. You're
maybe
halfway
about
there.
it'd be about I guess if you're waiting at like 15 in the regular season, because about half
15 to 20 is probably that range.
probably
Where
about
22
20.
would probably be the 35 to 40.
Probably be about 20, yeah, because the league leader in a regular season would be 35
35 to 40.
or to 40. So never
Yeah.
mind, actually, that's about 15 home runs, like, shifted. It's pretty good. It's not that much more.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
On to manager of the year, Don Mattingly won National League Manager of the Year, the Marlins manager. That's
Yeah.
what we expected.
That one seems pretty
Um,
locked down. And then Kevin
Donnie Base,
Cass, right?
Donnie Baseball. They've
Donnie
that
Baseball?
that's his nickname. That's the nickname he got in L.A. Donnie
Never heard that
Baseball.
once in my life.
Johnny Mattingly deserved it though. He deserved it.
Oh, yeah.
He led a COVID-stricken team and did pretty good.
A COVID-stricken
Um,
team with no Giancarlo Stanton and about the most dog shit team I've ever seen in my entire life.
And then yeah, the American League, our buddy Kevin Cass.
Yeah, I saw people getting mad in the Instagram comment section. People don't realize that, first of all, I'm fairly certain it's a regular season award.
It is, yeah. Postseason does not matter jack shit for
Yeah.
this award.
And even if it did matter, I'd still count Kevin Cash. Even if it did count postseason. Just because of how good he was, like, for the rest of the season. Like, you can't
He
take
made
one
it to the
mistake and just, you know what I mean? And you can't just take one mistake and judge the guy off it for the entire season. Like, people, like, oh my god, I can't believe that. That people would
he,
assume that.
he made it to the World Series with a bullpen that wasn't as big as he wanted it. Like there wasn't as many guys that he can call on, and they
Hmm.
were underperforming. And the lineup was still a good lineup, but it wasn't full of many superstars. And
Hmm.
also they were also underperforming to a point with the stats of strikeouts
Yeah, and
and
they were playing in a pretty competitive
contact.
division
And
as well. AL East is a pretty
so
no, not really.
even if you were counting postseason, I still think he
No,
like
definitely.
you know what I mean.
They like kicked the shit of the Yankees.
Like you have to make some good decisions to get your team to the World Series, to the finals.
Through the Yankees and the Astros,
Yeah, so you
which
can't
is
tell me that the Blake Snell, like who knows? Like
and
what if
it
he
could have
left?
worked out. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't. That's
Yeah,
baseball. You know what I mean? Sometimes you make a decision and it doesn't work out.
yeah.
It's life.
Did the numbers reflect against Blake? Pulling Blake Snell? 1,000%. Did the numbers reflect against Kevin Cash not going with that certain reliever? 100%. But that's what he did. He went with that reliever, and I think Robert's frozen. But yeah, he went with that reliever, and I think personally that it was the right call for him. So why not? All right, on to the next award, which are the awards that were announced tonight, which is pretty exciting that we got to record on tonight, and the awards were announced tonight. Like I said in the opening, though, MVP is announced tomorrow, but because of scheduling, we're kind of so MVPs we'll touch on next week. But tonight, the next biggest award, other than MVP, Cy Young, I think is the next biggest one that people look for. And we were right again, Robert. We went for the awards that have announced so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We went 5 for 6 on these awards, Robert.
They were pretty easy. I don't know. They all seem pretty obvious except for the one.
The Cy Young seemed pretty obvious. So did the Managers of the Year. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. So, National League, former or future Blue Jay Trevor Bauer won the Cy Young
Is
Award.
he former Blue Jay?
I said former and then fixed myself to future. So Trevor Bauer won the award. Now we touched on last episode that this season seems like an anomaly due to his past numbers, but he was lights out,
Yeah.
lights out. Trevor Bauer was on his attitude, his strikeout ability, everything. Like he was a person not to be messed with this season, and the Reds are really lucky to have him. But he's a free agent, so I guess we'll see where he goes. It doesn't seem like the Reds. It doesn't sound, anyways, like the Reds have much interest in re-signing him for some reason. Maybe they don't have the money, or
Yeah, but they
maybe
don't. Yeah, that must be
maybe
it.
they've offered him a contract and Trevor Bauer said no. Like maybe he didn't want to pitch for the Reds anymore. He was kind of traded there.
Oh
He
yeah.
didn't sign there, so he probably has no desire to be on the Reds, which isn't really exactly a playoff winning team.
No.
He probably wants to win.
I'm telling you, I think he'd be good in the Blue Jays, even if he comes here and doesn't pitch quite as good as this year, and he starts pitching just, like, you know what I mean, like a bit better than average, a tiny bit. I'd be
Yeah,
perfectly happy with that.
yeah,
We just need
exactly.
pitchers that can like perform. That's all we need.
100%. We'll get into that when we talk to Blue Jay talk, but 100%. You're right. And the 2020 Cy Young Award winner for American League is Shane Bieber. Now, this one we guess as well.
Yeah.
He was on a next level for the American League. Hopefully, if Trevor Bauer signs with the Jays, he'll have some competition next year. Because this one was a lot easier. I mean, we had our own guy, Hyunjin Ryu, and we also had Kenta Maeda for the Twins. But their numbers were good, but they weren't they weren't Shane Bieber good.
No, they weren't. Shane Bieber had them beat by a lot. And there's another cool thing you brought up last episode. How many years has Bieber been in the MLB? You said
Only like 4.
It was only like 4. Yeah, I thought he's been in
It's
the
like 3
league
or
for like
4. Yeah.
ever. I don't know. Like I've heard his name so much. I thought he just
So yeah, I
he's
think he's like 25 years old, dude.
yeah. So he's not old. So could have a lot of a good career in front of him if
Yeah,
he keeps playing like this.
if the Indians haven't locked him up, he'll probably be an Indian for a long time, no
That's
doubt.
not a terrible team to get locked up on. The Indians,
No,
they're always
not with the
fairly
way they're
competitive.
trending. They had a bit of a down year this year. They have talked about shedding salary, which doesn't sound good.
Yeah, because
Usually
they
that.
had a bit of a playoff run like what, like 2 years ago, like where they kind of like bought out a little bit.
Well, if you're talking about their biggest playoff run in my most recent memory is 2016 when they lost in the World Series to the Cubs.
Is that the year they kicked our ass?
2016, yes.
Yeah, were you at that game? The one we
I
lost.
was at the game where Marco Estrada and like the second batter, it was like the beginning of the game was like a walk. It was like walk double double, and that the Rogers Center was dead silent. I have never felt so that experience to me was crazy because I've never felt energy like that ever before. Like going into a building, like how vibrating and how like
Yeah,
excited. But I've also never felt the air leave an atmosphere like that. As soon as it was 3-0, the crowd, and it was 3-0 before the 5th inning. The crowd was out of it. They knew it was like
oh
I knew
yeah.
it was over. Everyone knew it was over because
I'd rather have the place go dead silent than them start booing their own guys, though.
they brought Andrew Miller in the 6th. He pitched like 3 or 4 innings and it was over. It was
Yeah.
over. Um, so I mean that was a cool experience on both sides
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But I just didn't like our guys getting shut out.
No, yeah, that game was
That
hard.
wasn't fun. Yeah.
That game was tough. Just terrible. Oh my god. Just
Um,
demoralizing.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's tough to think back on, especially all the money I spent on those tickets. Anyways,
Really? Were they expensive?
yeah, they're like a couple $100 a piece. It was like
Yikes.
250 a piece or 300 a
As a
piece or
sports
something
game,
like that.
sometimes some sporting events are such gambles to spend money on because you don't know what kind of experience you're gonna get. You can go there and get your money's worth and get an amazing game where you win, you go home and you get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks and you're just pumped, or you can go there and just watch your team get shit on for 6 hours. That's it.
um, it was worth it. Even they lost and they got eliminated, it was worth
Yeah,
it for the
definitely.
atmosphere and the experience,
Mhm.
and all the swag that I bought while I was there too.
All the swag.
So that's it for the awards. Hopefully more Blue Jays next year. I mean, Teoscar Hernandez, did you see that he won the Silver Slugger Award?
Oh no, he did?
Yeah, he won the American League Silver Slugger for center field.
Shoot, sick. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh my God! Wait, did we cut out?
yeah, man.
We're still
Oh
here.
no, Robert's frozen again. Hey, he's back. No,
Hey,
we're good. We're good. We're
we
good.
good?
We're,
Awesome.
yeah, we're good.
Oh
You
my
look like a
God.
potato, but we're okay. Me and Bradley can fix that up post op.
Um,
Um,
but yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
cool.
he won Silver Slugger for
Who did he
center
beat
field, I
out?
think. Or I don't. Sorry, Silver Slugger doesn't do it by positions like Gold Glove. It's 3 outfield Silver Sluggers, and he won one of them.
Who won the other ones?
I can tell you this. Give me a sec. I wasn't prepared for this follow-up question.
Oh. Ah.
Do I not have it here? I thought I did. I was semi-prepared. I thought I had it. Yeah, I'll just a quick Google search fixes everything.
Mhm.
Silver Slugger 2020. Quick Google search isn't so.
You look like I
But
could play you on the Super Nintendo right now. I'm going to be
are
honest.
you
And you
serious?
sound questionable.
Hey, sometimes guys, we gotta do what we gotta do when we get bad internet. That's just the way it works, guys. Let's see. American League catcher. So we might as well. I'll run down the list of this as well since you brought it up. Catcher Salvador Perez. That's his 3rd time winning it.
Makes sense. Makes sense. He's one of
First
those.
base Jose Abreu. 3rd time winning it. Second base DJ LeMahieu. It's his 2nd time winning it. Third base, Jose Ramirez from the Indians, third time winning it. Shortstop, Tim Anderson. I'm glad to see Timmy Anderson get one there. That's his first. Outfielders, Mike Trout. That's his 8th Silver Slugger
Mike
award.
Trout. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Teoscar Hernandez, his first, and Eloy Jimenez from the White Sox. That's his first. He's a right fielder for the White. Another one of their young sluggers.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I
And
think. What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, number wise, isn't this one of Mike Trout's like not as good years, but it's still such a good year? I think I remember seeing that. It's like compared to his other years, it's not as good, but it's still a good year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, wait. Well, I won't go into a 15-minute Mike Trout talk this episode, but just saying.
We do this every episode, bro.
That's what I was just saying.
Every episode. Mike Trout or Moneyball will derail a whole episode. It will just destroy.
Oh, Moneyball, yeah, that's true.
Like everything I have planned, Mike Trout or Moneyball comes up, and it's just it just trains off the rails, bro.
It's so true. But anyway, that's that little Mike Trout tidbit, and that's it. That's all.
Designated hitter Nelson Cruz won his 4th.
Oh, I thought they won for DH.
Yeah. Funny enough, that National League will do one as well for DH because their pitchers didn't hit this year in the shortened season.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So for catcher, National League, Travis d'Arnaud, former Blue Jays prospect. That's his first Silver Slugger. First base, Freddie Freeman, only his second. That's only his second Silver Slugger at first base.
You think
Joey Votto's stolen a lot from him.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey Votto, we could really be proud of Joey Votto, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad we at least have one good Canadian player out there.
I've heard he's not a super nice guy. He can be nice, but I've heard overall he's kind of got a bit of a dickish attitude. But I'm proud of his play.
Oh, me too. Considering the second best was like Russell Martin, I don't know. Russell Martin was good. Okay, he was good.
With the Yankees, he killed. He killed with the Yankees.
And he was good with us for a bit, and then he became I don't know. I felt bad watching him go up, and he tried to be the man at the plate when he was too old to be the man anymore. And he didn't. I don't think he realized that, so I'd make him take absolute daddy hacks and just whiff every time.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him come to the plate. And I'm sitting in my bed. I don't know. I was young, so I was watching in my bed when I went to sleep. And I'm like, all right, Russell Martin. I'm like, please, bro, just make contact, man. You don't gotta be the man anymore. You're too old. And I watch him strike out, and I'm like, just taking the gun out. And I'm like, poor Martin, man. God.
Donovan Solano, second baseman, won Silver Slugger. Manny Machado, third base. This is his first National League.
Oh, okay.
I think it's first National League. When it says that number 1, I'm pretty sure that's by the league.
That has to be. There's no way Manny Machado's never won a Silver Slugger before.
I know.
That seems completely unreasonable. He's
shortstop. Shortstop Fernando Tatis won his first.
He's unreal.
Outfielders Juan Soto, so that's his first. Especially after testing positive for COVID, I think that's pretty impressive. Also, Freddie Freeman, who's an MVP candidate for tomorrow as well, impressive after COVID.
Who was our pick? Was he our pick for MVP? I think he was.
It was a battle between him and Mookie Betts, and I think we chose him.
Yeah.
So sorry, Robert, I lied. That number beside their name is overall Silver Sluggers.
Manny
Machado's never won a third base Silver Slugger. He probably got beat up by a lot of good American League, like Josh Donaldson.
There's a lot of third basemen that are good.
Yeah, because Mookie Betts.
I was saying maybe he was kind of really defensive as well, though. You know what I mean? That's where he got I think he probably got most of his worth out of defense.
Because Mookie Betts, that's his 4th, and this is his first year ever in the National League. It says National League. It says 4. So Mookie Betts wins his 4th Silver Slugger as an outfielder. Ronald Acuna Jr. wins his 2nd already in his young career.
He's really good.
And Marcell Ozuna wins their designated hitter, his 2nd from when his previous time he spent in the American League. He won one as well.
Huh.
So there's your Silver Slugger. Platinum Glove was released as well.
Oh,
Best fielders all around. National League, Nolan Arenado. Woohoo.
Obviously.
Yeah, you could just pen that in every year.
He is
and then Alex Gordon won theirs in his last season ever. So good for Alex Gordon, man. He won the Gold Glove and then capped it off with a Platinum Glove to end his career. I think that's pretty fitting. He's always been a defensive first player, which is why he stuck around in a Royals uniform pretty much his whole career. So he was a great defensive asset.
When did the
It's a good
Royals win
way
the
to
World Series?
2015, I think.
So he would have a ring then.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice. That's good. It's nice to see someone go off with a ring. It's
Yeah,
always nice. It's
exactly.
always sad to see like a good player that could go off without any rings.
Well, when you talk about NHL, there's so many.
There's oh my god, with
Like
NHL like
Patrick Marleau, this if he plays a full NHL season, like say there is one in the next 3 years, I know it doesn't sound possible, but say there is a full NHL season, he could become the most games played ever. He could pass Gordie Howe.
really.
I think he's only like
But did Gordie
80
Howe
or
never
no,
win?
no Gordie Howe. No, I'm just saying most games played overall at all, not without a ring. Gordie Howe won
Oh,
Stanley Cups,
I would say I'm like
but
yeah, I'm like that doesn't add up.
most games ever.
Oh wow.
Patrick Marleau's only like 80 or 90 away, and he's never won a ring. Joe Thornton, who just signed with the Leafs, never won a ring.
Alex
Henrik
Ovechkin almost
Lundqvist,
was gonna
Henrik
like
Lundqvist, one of the freaking best goalies of our era, never won a ring because he's been stuck with the Rangers. I mean, he signed with the Capitals now,
yeah.
as their backup probably. As his career winds down to an end, maybe the Capitals can make one more run at it and
Yeah.
get Henrik.
Oh.
But there's always a bunch of good players. Well, think about baseball too. Joey Votto, if he sticks with the Reds, probably will never see a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes, you
who,
get more of those like super teams, I guess, in MLB than you do in the NHL, where you
yeah,
find like all the good players coming to like certain teams because there's no salary cap. But with NHL, the teams you always have like teams like you know what I mean, like the Lightning and stuff that end up like becoming like kind of like super teams, but not like you do in like the MLB.
most of the NHL is finding gems. You have to find diamonds in the rough to keep it on the salary cap. Guys that will either take a pay cut or you make a trade and you bank on this guy. You're like, this is my guy. I'm going to trade for him. We fit into the salary cap. He's not going to do as good as maybe a higher
But
paid player, but if he does his job, we'll have a better chance at winning. And that's what you kind of got to look.
mhm.
You got to look at it at a different angle. In the NHL, you got to, in order to win a Stanley Cup. So there's 26 guys on a roster, or well, sorry, 18 technically, 18 on the ice. But they always say it takes like a 30-man roster to win a Stanley Cup because people get hurt and you need a rotating cast of players, good depth to win a Stanley
Mhm.
Cup because everyone gets hurt, everyone plays hurt, and so it's nuts. You got to find guys that like haven't played in the NHL all year, and you call them up in like the Stanley Cup final. And you're like, freaking do the thing, and you got to hope they do the thing, or else you're
Yeah.
boned. You're
It's
boned,
kind of
right?
like we talk about Moneyball all the time. Like every NHL team, they're like living Moneyball every season
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
salary cap.
exactly.
So they gotta find those players that are like, because you know, on Moneyball they have the whole thing, and this isn't gonna be a Moneyball segment. Don't worry. Where it's like, where they find the players that are so undervalued for how good they think they are. You know, what I mean, they're finding I forget what their names were, but they're finding the players that like they're like signing for like $400,000 a year, but they're putting up like actual good numbers, just everyone else thinks it's shitty numbers. You gotta find stuff like that.
Yeah, like Jeremy
Time.
Giambi and how David Justice, like Yankees, were able to eat some of his contract. You have to find people. You have to basically. I'm pretty sure Brad Pitt says this in the movie, and I'm sure the actual guy did as well. Billy Bean, that's his name. His name escaped me for a couple of seconds. Um, you have to browse the discount bin. You have to pull things out of the because you have to. Like that's
Yeah.
what you got to do. And I don't ever want to see the MLB with a salary cap.
Me neither. It's been
Uh,
so used to it now. Just how it is.
because I think I think the reason they put a salary cap on in the NHL wasn't because of super teams. It was because of players making like $20 million a year, 25 million dollars. I think they wanted to stop that
Hmm.
um, more than building super teams. Because like Jaromir Jagr had a contract that was like 20 something $1 million a year at one point in the early 2000s before that lockout, and it was that 2004 lockout where they put a salary cap on the league because they're like you can't have freaking you can't be paying this guy like $40 million a year and then pay this guy a bucket of peanuts. Like you can't. There's got to be some. So they said a minimum, a maximum. You can only make 13% of the cap, and then for like there's a minimum, a NHL minimum, which is 700,000, which is a certain percentage of the cap as well. Like there's got to be like highs and lows of it all, right? For the MLB, it's not. I don't think we've gotten to a point where teams need to do that. I don't think we ever will, personally, or I hope not. But
No, there's never really been any problems with that. Really.
No, I don't think so. Speaking of money, free agency is almost upon us. Hasn't quite started. I think it starts soon, in the next week or so. I could be wrong, but it's starting soon. So as in we, MLB Trade Rumors on Twitter, have come up with a list of top free agents and rumors, okay? The Blue Jays rumors that stick out, okay, to me. Well, let's talk about these first, and then we'll get to the list of top. So this is from Ben Nicholson Smith. He's a top baseball writer for Sportsnet. He said, always a fun read. MLB TR has DJ LeMahieu going to the Blue Jays for $68 million over 4 years.
I remember I was talking before the episode about some crazy thing. I saw that, and I was like, boom. Like, I don't even know.
They also have Jake Odorizzi, a good pitcher, going to the Jays for $39 million over 3 years. Dude, forget trades. DJ LeMahieu, Odorizzi, and Bauer. Could you imagine? That'd be like
ridiculous.
That's like a speed improve your team.
Mm-hmm. We'd go from like those people that say like the Blue Jays are actually really good now could maybe be right for once instead of not knowing their team at all. So that'd be incredible.
We could go with those three guys. We could probably go from 3 years away from contending to 1 or 2.
1 or 2, yeah.
They could speed up our process by a whole year adding those 3 guys.
I want to see the day where those people are right. You know what I mean? The people don't know what they're talking about.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, am I cutting out for you?
Oh.
Uh-oh. TJ? Hear me?
We all good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley will just cut that part out. Just say what you're gonna say. What you're gonna say.
All right. What was I gonna say? Shit. Right. Hold on. Oh yeah. I just want to see the day that those people that like don't know what they're talking about are right when they think that the Blue Jays all of a sudden they're this like super team that's gonna like squash everyone. I just want to see the day where they're all right, man. I'm praying for it.
So the article we're going to use for this is an article by MLB Trade Rumors. They've put together the top 50 free agents in a ranking, and they've got a little clip on the meet. So we're going to talk about them, talk about the possibility, like if they'd fit with the Jays, what team we think they're going to fit with. We're just going to feed the rumors until free agency actually opens up and some of this can start coming true. That's what us sports people do when there is no free agency and not a whole lot of sports talk about. It's rumors. It's like a high school gossip party. Things just start getting passed around, and you do the ifs or buts, and you're looking at your team trying to micromanage and play manager, and you're like, well, what if they do this and what if they do that? And you just start, or at least I do. You just start playing those scenarios.
It's fun when you call those scenarios though, and then none of it comes true, and you're just sitting there and you're just depressed after.
And you're disappointed. Yeah.
It's rough.
Or like, I'm so ready for the Blue Jays to like spend their money and flex their muscle, but I'm also super ready for them to be talking all this hype and then sign some like 40-year-old pitcher that's past his prime, and then that's the end of their off season. Yeah, I'm ready for both scenarios. I find that, you know what I mean?
I really hope though, because the Rogers,
the Blue Jays are in a tough spot. Yeah, the Blue Jays are in a tough spot because Rogers have told them, we trust you. They've told Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins, they've told them that we trust you guys. We're going to give you the funding that you need to build us a good ball team. Now, Ross Atkins has also got to be smart. He's got to be smart about what's in the room. He's got to be smart about how he uses his money because money's not unlimited. and he's got to make smart about the fans. So if he doesn't go out there and flex his muscles and start just buying up the free agent market, New York Yankees style, don't be alarmed. I don't want to see on Twitter trending fire Ross Atkins, or I don't want to see that shit. Okay, guys, I
Yeah,
don't want to
no.
see it because he's got more things to think about than just buying free agents. Plus, what if this free agent looks really good because he had a good season last year, like Trevor Bauer,
Or
but
Bauer.
Ross Atkins scouts say don't touch it.
Yeah, because Ross
We
or
are
Trevor Bauer, realistically, there's a very absolute there's a very real chance that he just flops next year.
yeah, exactly.
It's a reality.
Um,
Just because he has one good year where he did deserve to be Cy Young. You know what I mean? But like his track record, he could definitely come to the Blue Jays and just completely flop, and now people are mad at Russ Atkins for getting him. And you know what I mean? Like it's just fans are just something
so
else.
oddly enough, Trevor Bauer is the number one on their top free agent list. Okay,
Hmm.
I think he is. I think he pretty much is the top free agent
Oh, I
after
agree.
winning the Cy Young, and then it's not very often that your Cy Young pitcher hits free agency.
Yeah.
It's bad problem for the Reds, but we're here. So they have Trevor Bauer signing with the Dodgers, the World Series winning Dodgers, for 4 years, 128 mil over those 4 years,
How
which is
100 what now?
128 over 4. So
Oh,
30. That's 32 million a year. You're looking at a max
oh
contract
my
essentially for Trevor
God,
Bauer
man,
over
that's
4 years.
so much money. That's crazy, man. I wish I could earn that much money. Fuck.
So Trevor Bauer had a great season, but like I don't think he's worth a but he's gonna
No,
be looking for it. That's the thing. He's gonna be looking for that money. And how can you tell him differently? Yeah, he was pretty good with the Indians. I'm not gonna say he's a bad pitcher. He was pretty
no.
good with the Indians. But had a bad stint with the Reds before winning the Cy Young last year. But with a mediocre pitcher that just won the Cy Young, how can he come to you with a max contract and you say you're not worth it? He just won the Cy Young. How can you tell him that he's not worth that money?
Yeah, but still, like, I don't know. Like, maybe if you're like a multi-time Cy Young, like superstar, known superstar, then you can maybe get a max contract. But when you're, you know what I mean, first time Cy Young, you should get a big contract. But I feel like it is a bit, or like big-headed to come in expecting a max contract when you still have to
I,
earn
I
that multi-time Cy Young reputation for yourself.
I think he'll get it.
You think you probably will?
I don't know if the Dodgers are going to be that interested in him. MLB trade rumors probably has inside people, and they probably know a little more. I don't know. I mean, that would give the Dodgers more pitching depth, which is probably if they're going to prove anything after winning the World Series, is probably what they're going to be looking for to give Clayton Kershaw. Um, I find that you always need 3 good quality starting pitchers. Your fourth and fifth guy can be whatever, but your top 3 better be a top 3.
Yeah.
And I think with the addition of Bauer, the Dodgers can go Kershaw, Bauer, Buehler, and I think those are your good quality top 3 right there. 3 guys that can give you 6 to 7 innings on any
Does
night.
you really think the Dodgers are gonna give him like a full like a that big of
They
a
got the
contract?
money. They got the money.
They definitely do.
So why not?
That sucks though, 'cause I don't think like the Blue Jays can do that.
I think they can. And now Bauer might not be looking for that per se. It's just if he asks for it, like we don't know what he's looking for. His agent might be like, "Hey, let's sign a small contract. Let's sign a small 2-year contract, and then let's have you pitch really well those next 2 years, and then we'll cash in on your max.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's make a run at 2 more Cy Youngs. The chance of you winning 3 in a row are near impossible, but let's make a run. Let's be in the top 10 in voting, and then cash all your chips in, sign your
Yeah, and
long
get some
term,
ridiculously long contract that you could end your
ridiculously
career on.
long, ridiculous high. Yeah, exactly. Now Trevor Bauer is 30, so he probably that's another factor that he's probably looking to cash his chips in now. He figures he just won a Cy Young. I'm 30 years old. I'm not getting any younger.
He wants a ring.
Which the term with the term that MLB trade rumors have mentioned, 4 years is probably what he's looking for. I wouldn't be surprised. 4 years, that brings him to 34. He's probably looking in the 3 to 6 range. He's probably looking 3 to 6 years.
So he probably just wants to find some good team, get it to some World Series or whatever, and retire.
Exactly. I think the Jays can still make a run at him. I'm not saying that he's out of the question.
Mm-mm. Definitely not.
But it all depends on what he's looking for, and I can't fault him for looking for a lot of money.
No, definitely not.
Number 2 on their list is JT Realmuto. Now we talked about Realmuto he was in the catcher conversation that the Jays could be linked to possibly. We're talking about how it probably wouldn't work for the Jays. So I don't think that the Jays should make a run at Realmuto, unless they're planning on putting him at first and moving Vladdy back to third. Vladdy has talked about, since we last spoke, Vladdy has talked about wanting to play third again.
Hasn't he lost like 12 pounds or something?
He's lost, I think 12 to 15 pounds already. He said he liked trying out first, but his goal in his career is to take third base back.
Wait, yeah, he wasn't terrible at third base. Yeah, he just was a little bit I don't know, big,
thick, a little.
Yeah, because he has some good plays though.
So I think with his weight loss, I think they should move him back and look at a first base solution, and JT Realmuto can play first. But then again, you got Rowdy Tellez too over at first, so you don't want competition there. But unless you plan on moving Rowdy to DH full time, so they've got some options if they really wanted to. I don't think they really need to be allocating money there. I think they should stick with Jansen and Kirk, and see what they can do there. MLB trade rumors says the Mets signing him on a 5-year, $125 million contract. So that's 125 over 5 years. Quick math. Oh, that's 25. Yeah, duh. Sometimes I type in things in my calculator and go, oh yeah, I knew that. I could have done it in my head in 5 seconds. Yeah, it's 25 million a year. I mean, I think he's one of the best offensive catchers in the league, hands down. He's one of the quicker guys at that position, and as we talked about, good defensively. So I think there's no way that he doesn't get a big contract.
Catchers like that are hard to come by.
Hard to come by. Yeah. Salvador Perez is probably one of the only other like super offensive catchers in this league. Right now, Yadier Molina still has it for a bit. All of the Molinas were offensive catchers.
There were more. I didn't know there were more Molinas. I don't even know Yadier.
What?
I only know Yadier. I didn't know there was any.
There was Yadier is the youngest out of the 3. Benji and Jose have already retired. Benji retired first. He played for San Francisco for a little while. Jose was more famous for the Tampa Bay Rays, and then us. He played for us for 2 or 3 years.
Probably before my time, I suppose. Then.
Time of following the Jays, yeah. You were around. You were alive.
But not.
Yeah,
as
immersed into baseball, no. But Yadier is the youngest.
I realized I had to get immersed into baseball around 2014, 2015. So right around, the Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion, Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, when things started to get exciting.
And now I've been like really hooked on it. I've always been playing.
MLB trade rumors lists that he's really good at controlling the running game, ranking first in the MLB since 2018 with a 41.3% caught stealing rate.
Yeah, his arm's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
StatCast rules Realmuto as a 95th percentile pitch framer. So 95% of the time he'll get the call when he frames his pitches.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pitcher's dream right there, man.
Yeah.
If you know that when you hit the corner, like the actual, like just a fraction of an inch corner of that plate, that he's gonna get the call for you. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good. I think that's.
You know what's funny? Because we've both been umpires. Those kids, and like, I don't know, like the 12-year-old kids that think they can like frame the pitch. But first of all, the pitch is way too slow for you to realistically be able to frame it. Like you can't frame a pitch going that slow because you could see it the entire time
Well,
coming
I
in.
umpired rep for quite a while, like the OBA and stuff like that, and their pitches can get pretty quick.
I know, but still, like, there's no like I'm not losing the ball or anything, and I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna notice like the kid frame it. I've never had a kid ever like frame a pitch without me noticing these leagues. Like they think
Uh,
that they're like legendary, and then they go like they did this. They're like, and I'm like, oh shit, almost got me, bro. Some bullshit, man.
Yeah, see, I would give it to them a little bit. If it was on the corner, not like what you're talking about, where it's in the other's batter's box and they grab it and pull it back, or if it's above their head, they like to do that. They like to pull it down. It's like you're not fooling anybody. But
Yeah.
the reason coaches get them to do that is because they want to teach the kid to frame.
Get him
It's
in the
more about
habit.
teaching at that. They're not trying to get the call. It's more about teaching them. They tell them to frame everything because you're teaching a catcher how to frame.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then they get in the habit of always pulling it a little bit back. So, eventually it gets engraved in your brain, and that way when pitches are closer and you pull it back, it's not that you're fooling the umpire. You're making it look better for the umpire. Catchers never fooled me. Like if I saw him catch it and I go, that's a ball, you're not gonna make me change my mind. But if
Yeah.
it's on the corner, like I mean on the borderline corner, like right on the catcher's where the shoulder would sit, right on the edge of that part of the plate, and he catches it and he adjusts it a little bit, I'm probably going to give him the call 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
It's on the corner. It could have been 50-50 either way. You made the effort to make it. You presented it for me. Also, I found as an umpire, one quick note before we move on. I always like to give the call a little more if the pitch is already breaking that way. If it's already because some of the pitches would break into the plate a little more. If it was breaking in, I'd give it the call because it's already breaking that way. If it hit the corner breaking out, I'm probably not going to call it. I'm going to say it probably fell off the plate.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
if you had it coming back to the plate, if you threw a pitch outside and by the time it left your hand and broke and it ended up catching the edge by the time it made it here, that's a pretty good break. I'm going to give you the call.
Yeah, it's weird because it kind of shows how different umpires all umpire differently. Like you're not really gonna get two umpires that call everything the exact same way, and there's multitude of good ways to call a game. I always did it based off like the pitcher and the batter. Like if I have some pitcher that's been pounding the zone the entire game, and usually I'm gonna give him the corner calls.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And if I had some pitcher that never hits the zone, I'm not gonna give him the corner calls. It's
Yeah,
all about like proving yourself.
You're assuming it's a ball. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and if I have some batter that walks in, and you get this a lot in like those house league games where the kid's like shitting his pants, I'm gonna call a lot more strikes because this kid doesn't swing the bat. Or if I get some batter that's watched strike 1 and 2 right down the middle and it's a corner call and he still doesn't swing, I'm probably gonna call it a strike 3. Because you don't come into the batter's box to just sit there and watch 3 strikes go by you. No. You know what I mean? But if he's fouled off 3 in a row and then there's one right on the corner, it's a 0-2 count and it's really close, I'll probably call it the ball. Because he's fighting and stuff.
It all depends on the moment for me. I mean, the strike zone's the strike zone, guys. We're not talking about like, oh, if it's on the corner in the strike zone, we're gonna give it to the bat. No, if it's in the strike zone, it's in the strike zone.
End of story.
Of course. But we're talking about those ones that are 50-50. Like if you drew a line, it'd be half ball, half strike.
And that happens a lot. There's a lot of hard ones right in the corners, right in the lines that happen in the game.
I always had trouble with the low ones. I always had trouble with the low, trying to get real low to see it at their knees and stuff.
Me too. That's a tough. And
I'd rarely give high strikes.
I'd never give high strike. No.
Right at the letters, it's very
I'm a very low caller for some reason. I've always had that.
You'd have to make a very good pitch for me to call it up there.
I always just find that so unfair for the batter though, because getting your hands up high like that can be difficult. Yeah. That's just my own experience though.
All right, moving on. We might not get to all 50 today, guys, but we're top 10 is pretty good. Now, here's a one that the Blue Jays have been linked to very recently, and I'm not surprised because outfielder number 3 Astro George. Now, MLB trade rumors.
Wait, say that again. You cut out for me on Skype.
Oh, sorry, man. Former Astro George Springer.
That's what I thought you said.
Center fielder. Yeah, he's a center fielder. Great defense. Bat's okay enough to support his defense for to be a top prospect. Or not prospect, but option. Now Springer, MLB trade rumors have him going to the White Sox for 5 years, 125. It's the same as Real Muto, $25 million a year. I don't think the White Sox are going to be that interested because they have young outfielders already. They got Jimenez, they got Robert. I mean, Springer, like, they don't have that third one. They can probably slot Springer in center and teach Robert to but Robert just won a Gold Glove out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to move him to a corner outfield now, and maybe Springer will move to left because Jimenez is right, or maybe Jimenez can move to left and Springer can play
That's what I
right
would
because
assume. You gotta let someone play right.
Springer's got hell of an arm. But
I wouldn't want to put Springer
I
in
don't
left
know.
field. That seems a little bit not right. You know what I mean? Something doesn't sit with me while putting Springer in left field.
But I still don't think the White Sox, I don't know, unless they're trying to like fill out their outfield. I mean, they need more bats in their lineup. That's a fact. That is a fact for the White Sox. They're not as deep offensively. I mean, they have Jose Abreu, and Luis Rivera and Eloy Jimenez, who are all three great bats. But if you're talking about superstar bats, the only one superstar there is Jose Abreu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you kind of need that other superstar bat. I'm not surprised the Blue Jays are linked to this guy as well, because just out of pure, we need outfielders, and you could look at this. You could look at the Jays depth wise and go, you have too many outfielders. Do we really though? How many outfielders are cemented here? Right, we got Randall Grichuk in center. Okay, which is okay. Gurriel Jr. needs to keep playing the outfield because he just got nominated for a Gold Glove. You're not moving him.
No.
And Hernandez, as much as I love his bat, I'm not sold on his fielding still.
No.
He's gotten better, but there's no effort to his game sometimes. His arm's good, but his fielding is shoddy. Like, maybe you look at him as a 75% DH, 25% fielding.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick up a guy like Springer.
I'd much rather have Springer than Hernandez.
Who
It
can
doesn't
throw,
seem
catch,
like
and hit.
yeah, doesn't
Right?
seem like much of a close choice to me.
So, I mean, the Blue Jays are linked to him. Doesn't mean you pick him up, but they can still kick the tires. You know, they're probably calling his agent just to find out what number they're looking for, and
So wait, the
maybe
Astros are not interested in.
And it doesn't mean the Astros aren't interested. The Astros could be looking at shedding salary as well. They got a big salary payroll.
Is you gotta
You
sometimes
know?
you gotta treat these Astros guys like they got like the plague on them or something though now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean how they're gonna affect a clubhouse.
Well, we were talking about the fan base too earlier
Mm-hmm.
earlier in this episode about Ross Atkins having to deal with the fan base as well. Is your fan base going to be okay bringing in a possible cheater?
Mm-hmm. Definitely
Right?
not. Like people hate the Astros. And plus, like you're gonna bring a guy into his team, and he's gonna, you know, what I mean, like meet the pitchers and all that. These pitchers last season were just tossing balls at you whenever you came to the plate, and now you're on their team. That's got to be a little
Yeah,
weird,
I think that's going to be a little dicey.
a little bit awkward. This guy's just whipping it
Mars,
at you 98 at your shoulders, head even, and now you're on his team. Like, I don't know how
you're
that'll
probably
sit.
better off to keep Springer on the Astros just to keep the clubhouse.
Yeah, I don't feel like many people would want him on their team.
Marcell Ozuna, I didn't know he was he was the guy who just won the National League DH technically.
Nationally, DH, huh?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like that. I don't like the sound of it.
Yeah,
He is gonna be a free agent. Oh, my AirPods might be dying. I have a problem here.
Uh-oh.
I have to wrap this episode up early. But anyways, he's DH left fielder. His field is so it's okay. So trade rumors are saying Nationals, 4 years, 72 million. So the thing about Ozuna is he's had a stints here and there of great offensive ability.
Mm-hmm.
It's his fielding that kind of makes you worried, and it's not about enough. Like, this is where the list starts to disconnect a little bit, because he's good, but he's not max con.
No, definitely not.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
So 72 million over 4 years. He's only making 18 compared to Springer's 25. So he's not the same caliber player.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean? Now that being said, Ozuna's good, guys. He's good. He topped the NL with 18 home runs last year. This is from MLB Trade Rumors, and 56 RBIs in 60 games. He was up there in the league leads of home runs, right?
Mm.
And this is a cool stat for the stat nerds like us. 96th percentile exit velocity and 97th percentile with hard hit rate and 94th percentile in barrel rate. So he's barreling up the ball almost every time.
Yeah, wow, good contact, solid contact.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, see right here, one limiting factor with Ozuna is his defense. With the Cardinals, a shoulder injury hindered his arm, limiting to left field. And then this year, Ozuna started at DH 65% of the time for the Cardinals.
Makes sense.
He is limited to what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
DJ LeMahieu, we talked about his Blue Jays in his 4 years. I think other teams that could use a second base, but I think the Yankees are probably going to be looking to recoup him. I don't see DJ going anywhere.
No, I wouldn't want to if I was him.
I think the Yankees are going to make a push to keep him.
What better team to stay on than the Yankees? Like, what better team to play for than the Yankees? Like, you get paid $1 million, or like $1 million. Huh? It's funny you say that to say a lot, but it's like nothing. You get paid like a stupid amount of money to play on like the best team. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Marcus Stroman is their sixth. They haven't gone to the Angels. That's actually debunked since this is written. Marcus Stroman today accepted his qualifying offer from the Mets. Now, qualifying offer is basically a lot of money for 1 year. They usually do that. Marcus Stroman accepted an $18.9 million contract for 1 year.
Wow. That's a pretty penny.
Yeah, usually qualifying offers aren't accepted because they're so short term, but the qualifying offers, if you don't know what they are, or for anybody that doesn't know what they are, you offer a player so that when they sign to another team in free agency, you get draft pick compensation. But the thing about giving a qualifying to an offer is a player can always take that. So now you're stuck with a guy that you probably didn't quite want. It's only 1 year, but you're paying the guy $19 million.
Mm-hmm. You don't think they wanted Stroman?
I don't think it's that they didn't want him. I think the contract talks, they were far apart in term and money.
Yeah.
Now, Marcus Stroman always, and this is the problem I have with Marcus Stroman always thinks he's the best pitcher in the league.
He does. He does. Do you follow his Instagram?
Uh-oh, we might have feedback here, guys, because my AirPods died.
Did they? Uh-oh.
I think we'll end the episode there. Either that or here, 1 second, guys. 1 second.
Uh-oh. Can you... I'm not hearing any echo.
We'll just switch straight to the laptop. Basically, there's still going to be echo. We'll probably end it there, guys. Robert, you just refrain from talking for 5 seconds. We'll probably there. We did the top 5. That's cool. I
was gonna.
I think we got all of it we wanted, anyways. We'll probably end it there, guys, just because Maripod's died. Thanks a lot for supporting us. If you guys got any other opinions on the top, if you guys can see on YouTube, Robert says bye. I just want to prevent echo for the people, Robert. That's all. But yeah, we'll end it there. I think we got the top 5, which is pretty good. If you guys have any other free agents that you want us to talk about next time, put a comment down below or send us a message on social media, OFS_podcast. Don't forget to support Movember. Don't forget to support us, which would be great. Robert's giving a thumbs up. Sorry about the technical difficulties. That's what we deal with, guys, when COVID is high and we're supposed to be staying away from each other. All right, so we'll see you next week with more baseball talk and maybe some hockey talk. Who knows? Maybe hockey will pick up between this week and next week. Anyways, guys, see you later and have a good day.